Hello everybody, Simon with Quigg Coins and Bullion here, and today, if you're watching this, I'm on vacation. I'm just taking some time off, but I still made a video for you guys to enjoy. I just wanted to show you guys some of the showcase stuff as well for you to review. Things are looking good. I had a lot of gold scrap come in this week, or last week rather. I was able to trade a lot of these bars for silver eagles. I had a lot of silver eagles. I had almost no gold, so I was able to trade for some of those. If you guys are interested, you can see the prices there, and you can reach out to me. Got some of the coins, a lot of 90% available today at spot. Again, reach out to me. Got some, try to angle it here, some tougher standing Liberty quarters there, as well as just dated ones. Got a few rounds left at spot. Got a few bars, tougher bars, some Engelhard bars there. And a National Refiner. Some of the premium stuff. All the graded coins should now be on the website, so check those out. Lots of type stuff. If you guys are looking for something specific, please reach out to me. More dollars and things like that. Got some paper money that I picked up at the last few shows. All available. Just reach out to me or check the website. Just a few common Morgans left. Sold a lot this last weekend at the coin show. Some cheaper things for beginning collectors, or someone just wants a cheap example of something. Barber coinage, lots of that. Looking for 30 times on the average circulated and 35 on the stuff with the full rims. Still have plenty of silver in stock as well, and plenty of copper rounds, $2 each on those. If you want colorized ones, they're $3 each, and then I have 2 tubes back there for $35 a tube. So just wanted to show you guys what's going on in the shop, and why don't we dive right in and review some cool vintage bullion that I picked up a couple shows ago. Hello everybody, Simon with Quigg Coins and Bullion here, and today I'm coming to you with a little shorter video. I'll be on vacation for probably about under a week, but just enough time to take a little bit of break and relax and spend some time with the family. But I wanted to show you guys some vintage bullion I picked up at the last coin show, be able to talk about pricing and potential opportunities for you guys out there looking to make money or just simply add equity to your collection. So basically, you know, it's always good to keep your eyes open for various bullion, use tools that you guys have accessible to your, use your phone, use eBay. Another couple tools that I use is all Engelhard as well as WorthPoint. And basically what those are is tools that you can use against dealers like myself who may not know what they have, or be able to get some good deals on some items. So I had another dealer approach me at this last show, like I mentioned, and he had a lot of Engelhard bars. Obviously, Engelhard, very popular, JM, very popular, and this stuff I'm not going to be able to make a lot of money on, but I purchased it at a price point where I will make money on it. You know, silver is very high at the time of making this video. It's $36 and change, and a lot of stuff comes out of the woodwork when silver spikes. So things like this, we'll get into that in just a minute, but you know, like these vintage Engelhard bars, 1 ounce, you know, typically they're like $4, $5, $6 over per ounce. You know, I've got them for, would be under $4 an ounce, and you know, my replacement cost on something like this is more than what I'm asking on it. It's nice to have it in the original plastic. Good pickups for people that like to have that kind of stuff. And then we've got a couple of P-loaves here. These are like the most common, $390. You know, that's $3 over spot. Not too bad there. A little more desirable than the pressed Engelhard bars. This National Refining Systems Inc. I would normally hold on to something like this, but I think I already have something like this. A big thing that I like to collect is vintage poured silver, not like crazy premiums like the old San Francisco U.S. Mint assay bars, where they're very expensive, multitudes beyond the silver content. But something like this, I like to hold on to. But I think I already have one like this. The reason why there's no price on this one, this is like a 3rd series Engelhard from Canada. I don't have one like this. I have a waffle back that has already sold, actually. All right, it would have been a duplicate for my collection, but I don't have this one, this style. So I will be retaining this for my personal collection. But I know that I have multiple guys out there that want these nicer poured Engelhard bars, just a little bit different, a little something special to add to the stack. Talking about pricing, realistically, I paid about a couple bucks over spot per ounce for this stuff. The JM bars, I paid like a little bit over spot per piece. And these are nice because this is awesome to put on eBay. For you guys that are looking to make money, this is something that you guys can keep an eye open for. Something like this, you can, for a dealer that doesn't care or doesn't know, they might charge you, 5, 10 bucks or so. And these regularly sell for about 30 bucks for the ones without an assay, and about 35 for the ones with the assay still intact. So these will find their way on eBay. Nice little profit margin for me. Obviously, if you guys are interested, email me. If they're still available for sale, we can work something out there. So now we'll talk about the massive potential profit. And this is also kind of falls into having conversations with people that like to collect these things because things like this, so these Casper bars, from what I understand, very small refiner, probably early 70s, very crude. And I actually have, there's 3 consecutive bars, 1,202, 3, and then 4. This one has been stamped over. It looks like they hit it with a 5 and then hit it with the 4. So these bars are, from what I can tell, very expensive. But the problem is that there's very few of them. Very people know about them, and obviously the dealer that I bought them from did not know that they were potentially scarce. So I've put my feelers out there and talked to some vintage people. There's a place called Mineral X, which is auction. I could send them there. I will likely put them on eBay and let them sit for a bit, for my cost. I don't mind having the money tied up for too long on something like this. But paying a couple bucks over spot on something like this, and then the sold comps that I saw was between $1,300 and $2,000 per bar, which is like exorbitant to me. I would have never believed that. And it actually, it's not something that I knew about. Otherwise, I would have had a conversation with the dealer. But realistically, I feel that, I may have to take less money than that just to move them to another collector or someone who has the right connections. So, I could put them to auction, I could put them on eBay, but it's very likely that simply because, I might have to wait 6 months or a year to maybe get $1,500 or $2,000 per bar, but that is just a risk that you have to run in this business. So I could either take a potentially shorter, basically, I could cash out earlier for less money, keep the money moving, or basically get maybe 2 or 3 times, that if I just sit and wait. So they're not very liquid, which is a problem. I'm saying for someone that wants to collect these, they're not very liquid, which, it can be really problematic unless you have the right avenues to get rid of them, or you have someone else that you want these bars. So that's the story on those. And then I have these DH & Co. They're both kind of odd weight. Again, very similar to the Casper bars here, just some kind of refiner or something like that. in the 70s. These are more common. I say more common. You know, they only minted or poured maybe 10 of these about 1 to 2 ounce pieces, and probably like 30 to 50, maybe 75 of these larger 10 ounce bars. And they are really attractive. They're nice. But with these, again, the 10 ounce odd weight is something like $600 to $900 per bar, and then it's probably about $500 to $600 for the 2 ounce, which is like crazy to me that people pay that. But if people like them, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But just like with coins, I always implore you guys to make sure that you're purchasing something and you have an out, or it's, you know, if you're overpaying for something that you really want, just be okay with that. Obviously, clearly, the dealer that I purchased these from made money at the price that I paid, and I don't know if the person he bought them from, or maybe they're handed down. But again, a lot of stuff when spot's high comes out of the woodwork. A lot of stuff gets melted. You know, just as an example, today I was looking at the wholesale pricing for Morgan dollars, and the wholesaler is paying under melt for Morgan dollars, Morgan and Peace dollars. So the melt value is about 28 bucks, and they were paying for fines or culls about $26. So, I mean, realistically, it's more effective for me, efficient, to melt the dollars, get more money out of them, and go on my way rather than sell them as dollars to the wholesaler. So just a little bit of an interesting topic there. I'll let you guys kind of soak this in and just let me know what you guys think here. If there's other avenues, or if maybe you guys are interested. I'm not quite sure when I'm going to get around to putting these big expensive bars on eBay. Maybe they'll be up as the video goes live. But again, just comment your thoughts down below. You know, what would you guys do in this situation? Would you hold on to them? Would you try to get rid of them? You know, for me, I would rather get rid of them and purchase something. You know, I like vintage bars, and if these were, you know, 400 bucks a piece retail, I don't have any problem holding on to that, because the upside is not that high to me at $36 an ounce. But realistically, it's like, I don't want to leave, you know, $1,000 to, you know, $1,500 on the table and just have this sit in the safe. I'd rather you put that money to work and be able to get something else that I might enjoy more in the long term. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know where I could potentially sell these, or if you guys are interested in some of this stuff. But just wanted to kind of talk about this and give you guys something to watch while I'm on vacation. For the giveaway, we'll do giveaways when I am back in town. We'll just lump them all together into one video, and we'll do the drawing in one video. All right. Thanks so much, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye now.